So we're going to get into this meditation really quickly, but before we came on, I was saying somebody who I follow, who I resonated with, is now like going into religion. And I was just saying it's curious how and I love like where my growth has been, because in the past, if if we didn't agree or whatever, I'd be like, oh, but where I'm more like, and that's what I love about this growth, is that somebody who I didn't even know but resonated with has now shifted into this other, you know, dimension, I guess, of where she thinks, and it's just we don't resonate anymore. But I love that I'm not like, ew, what are you doing? It's like, oh, that's curious, so it's nice. It's nice. I think that's all paths lead home. Yeah, and that's true, Melinda. And all paths lead home, and then all, like I said, it's everybody's own journey, their own karmic overlays, their own contracts. So I'm like, okay, maybe that was her contract in this life, who knows. So let's get started. It is Freaky Friday. So deep breath in, deep exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Let's talk about Freaky Friday. Where did that word freak come from? What is the meaning behind it? Why do people use it? We all look at each other sometimes as though we are freaks. It's when we don't understand. It's when we can't empathize. It's when our ego is leading the show. Just because one path was not for you does not mean that that path is not for another. A clean-cut person, no tattoos, beautifully coiffed hair, completely manicured, may look at someone who's wearing heavy makeup, crazy hair, not conventional clothes, and they may both look at each other like, what a freak. That's all judgment. People may think that traditional people look at the non-traditional, quote unquote, and think they're a freak. But the non-traditional are also looking at the traditional as though they're the freaks. There is no normal. There is no freaks. There is no regular. There is no crazy. We are all literally who we are supposed to be. That's what makes it so interesting down here. Curiously, everyone's trying to fit in when they're not supposed to. Individually, we are coming down here to shine our light, as it will add to the collective. The colors of the rainbow. So many different beautiful colors. So vibrant. Could you imagine if we were all the same? No color. There would be no rainbow. How dull life would be in black and white if everybody was one way or the other. I'm still trying to understand the concept of oneness. I still struggle with trying to understand the divides that are down here in this dimension. By growing and continuing to try to empathize and to try to see things from a higher perspective, it's breaking down that wall. It breaks down the me and it truly turns it into a we. There is so much to learn. It is infinite. That is why we come down multiple times. It is impossible to feel the range of emotions that exist in this dimension in one lifetime. It's impossible. One cannot possibly know what it feels like to experience all of the things that we can down here. We choose our avatars, we choose our friends, we choose our family, we choose our circumstances, all of that. We bring our soul's imprints, we bring our karmic overlays. Everything comes with us. We choose. We choose in the higher dimensions, and it's just hard to remember that in the lower dimensions. So take this time now to remind yourself, I'm here on my own mission. I'm here to focus on me and my experiences. I am here to help support others through shining my light. I am not here to complete anyone other's journeys for them. I understand that I'm a key player in others' soul contracts. I understand that I will continue to vibrate high. I understand that as long as I do that, any contract that I have written will be completed. I understand that anything that I don't focus on will be a karmic overlay that comes with me and just me into my next life. If you don't believe in next lifetimes, you are putting these karmic overlays on yourself now. They are building, and that is what's causing the anxiety and the uneasiness in your heart. Look at it from a higher dimension. Imagine yourself lifting out of your body right now. And as you're lifting up, all judgments that you have against yourself are lifting with it. And then repeat after me. I am kind. I am celestial. I am a light worker. I am human. I'm figuring it out. I'm taking it step by step. I'm okay. They're okay. We are all okay. Nothing is greater than me. Nothing will take my power. Nothing will take my peace. I am one with the universe. Guides, ancestors, ascended masters of the highest vibration. If there's anything you would like to say to us or for us to know, please tell us now. On the count of 1, 2, 3. You can open your eyes when you're ready. In your space.
Hey, first
Hey,
time ever I actually got up and wrote something down. So there's some progress there too, right?
did you?
Yeah.
What
And
was
what I heard was um, find the joy in every moment and your life will transform before your eyes. In
yeah,
every situation, like, look for the gold. I'm adding now. What I wrote down was what I just said, but I'm adding now. Like, and that's where I find myself. Like, I'm on this path. I've been on it for a while. I'm excited. Da dee 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 dee, but then I'm not. And but the feelings of dissatisfaction are so intense that it's it's overlaying all the joy that I'm putting in. But it's sometimes it's not real joy either. Like it's just me repeating, 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 repeating. I'm filled with joy. I'm this and that, but I'm just wanting to stay out of sour grapes, right? Or whatever. So this is what I'm finding. It's like, even if it's just for the moment, like feel into the joy, like, yeah, it's so fantastic. Like even as I say it, I'm just saying it. I'm not necessarily feeling, and I know that's the key for me to get into that, like just feeling the gratitude and the joy of my experience. So um, I'm gonna today. I'll get started on uh, being maybe less busy so that I can have a little bit of time with each thought to like feel it.
yes,
Yeah. So thank you. Yeah.
yes, yeah, yeah. I'm definitely like, I'm going through a lot, you know what I mean? Like with my uncle being sick again and like, not again, but just each experience, and when we don't grow from an experience, it repeats itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because we wrote that in our contract. I want to experience this and I'm going to work my way through it. And it's really so many thoughts, but it's the thoughts that really keep us in a jail. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In our own thoughts and just um I'm learning to just let things go, to and not being so hard on myself because things I said I would do and maybe didn't, I said I was gonna do Reiki every morning. I haven't,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I go right in and then it's like, fuck, because I didn't keep to my word. Like, regardless, it's like, oh, well, don't be so hard on yourself. And then I shouldn't have said it. I shouldn't have said I'd be like, I should have said, I'll try. I'll try to do it every day. You know what I mean? So it's
Mm-hmm.
like, even little things like that, it's like, oh my God, like, let it go. And it's like, no. So just knowing now to be even more true to my word, like, and like I said, I used to be the biggest liar. I could give two shits about lying before. I wouldn't hesitate. I wouldn't hesitate to lie. If I didn't want to tell an employee something, oh, a customer said blah, 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 instead of just saying, I don't like that. You know what I mean? But I truly, truly, when you start to balance and you start to see things and your chakras start to like really start to spin in the right direction, I can't. I literally can't even tell a white lie. I would just straight up, if it's something that makes me uncomfortable, I figure out a way I can say it without lying. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, I do know what you mean.
Like not even a white lie. I just can't even be like, um, oh, it's just it's when things shift. Yeah. It's just, it's eye-opening, but it's but like I said, shit's still like, you still go through life, you know what I mean? Like I'm really having a hard time right now, I'm being honest. Like
Hmm.
I'm having a hard time right now, you know, but I just have to shift through it. I can't. You got to just shift through it. You know what I mean? The vibrations, guys. So if anybody's listening and it's like, but this is happening, yeah, it's life. You know, like things happen. People get sick, loved ones die, loved ones hurt. And I think like what's even been harder for me is coming out of that darkness and now seeing others that I really love staying there no matter what I do, knowing that I can't help like in a way that I want to, like knowing that all I can do is surround them with love, whether it's visually or in life. You know what I mean? Some are not in my life, so I can't hug them, but I can still send them love. You know what I mean? And that's when you shift through those things, that's what really helps, like, with each experience. Like I could choose to really, really, if I wanted to, um, put myself in a place that would not be good. I mean, getting hit back to back with two, you know, an aunt and uncle, it's like losing a parent. And yeah, it's life, you know, but you got to go through it. You can't, you know, you can you're choosing. I have to choose how I'm going to experience these things. You know, so everything you make that choice. I'm going to be really sad about it and I'm going to beat myself up and I'm going to be so mad that, you know, that they had to suffer. And I'm going to be so mad that they had such shitty lives and that they were never happy. Or I can just say, wow, I honor your space. I honor your experience. You know, I hope you choose in your next life better choices. You know, like I really hope you don't choose that again, you know, but that's understanding that it's their choices. But yeah, you're sad. Yeah, you know, you wish things could be different, but that's the accepting part. And that's the growth. Like, I can't change that. I can't change that. I can't change that. And I can't be mad about it. So, what am I going to choose to do with it? I'm experiencing it for a reason. Like what we were talking about before, that girl that I really liked, and I really liked this girl. It resonated with her. The fact that she's like talking about God and Jesus now, and I love Jesus, but the fact that she's talking about God and Christianity and all that, we do not vibe anymore. I don't resonate with her anymore. And what's so beautiful, instead of me being like, what? What's wrong with you? Are you? I'm like, oh, cheers. Cheers, friend. Good luck on your journey. I see that you're going to go down that path now. Good luck to you. You know what I mean? But it's just all those experiences. Like, I wouldn't have reacted that way even a year ago. I'd have been like, what the hell? Does she know what she's doing? You know what I mean? Like, so much judgment. Where I love it. There's like zero judgment. And that's letting me know my resentments are starting to lift. Because me judging her for going to Christianity is my thing, my issue, my trauma, my shit. It could be completely beautiful for her. So I'm like, oh, good. I hope it is. And I hope you find that peace in your heart that I have. Because that's all everybody wants. And that's all I want for everybody else, you know? So growth, experience, life, shit. But I had a client yesterday, and I'm going to say this. Don't make your own shit though either. Don't eat everybody else's shit off of their plates.
Hmm.
Ingest it. Let it move through your body. Then you shit it out in your house and then you want to clean it up. Don't do that either. When her guides showed me that analogy, I was like, oh, never seen that before. I'm like, that's a good one, guys. You know what I mean? It's like, why are you worried about all that? Just focus on you. What's on your plate? Literally, what's on your plate?
Hmm.
Because you're eating everybody else's shit off of their plates. You know, Caroline's then you're shitting it out. It's not even your shit. It's literally not even your shit. You're looking at corn from another field.
You're actually correct.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh man, I needed to laugh because
yeah,
yeah,
it's
like
not even.
I don't know what's going on at the moment. Like it's just tough. It's real tough. And I know that all the learning we're doing, and I know that we have a choice if we can be sad about this or not. But do you know what? There's some situations at the moment which are really, really tough. And like you with deaths, there was another death the other day in the family. Uh, we just had to rehome our cats yesterday, which was like the most devastating, hardest, toughest decision that we had to make. Um, so I feel everyone that is just going through it at the moment. So yeah, yeah.
2 days ago, Wednesday, yeah, Wednesday, I had to shut. I was so overwhelmed with what was going on with my uncle, so overwhelmed. I couldn't take it. So I shut the store down 2 hours early. I was like, I don't give a fuck. And as I was walking out, this lady was pushing up with her stroller and she saw my gate shut and she was like, are you fucking kidding me? And I almost turned around and I was like, I can't. I just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And I knew the consequences of that was losing sales. People think that I'm closing. So if my gate's shut, they're going to think I'm closed already. But I already put a sign and I had to run, Caroline. I had to go. I just went to run. And even after the run, I didn't feel good. I was this close if the park wasn't so damn full, and I just should have done it anyway. There was a little dark area of the path, and I wanted to go back there and just scream. It's still stuck inside of me right now. So I'm gonna have to go do it. I'm gonna go to a park where there's the woods and I'm gonna let the trees, but I it's stuck right here, but I need to go
Oh, Kim.
and just be like, "Ah!" Like
Yeah,
I have to, it's
yeah.
stuck. I have to let it out. So if that's what
Oh,
you have to do that too. But I like
yeah,
Wednesday night after the run, I did not feel good.
yeah,
And I just wanted to go to the back of the park and just scream as loud as I could. And I still do. Like I said, life
yeah,
happens and it's like, of course you're gonna be
yeah.
sad, but I can't eat his shit.
No,
I
I
see
know.
his plate and I want to eat it for him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Oh, let me eat it for you. Let me eat it for you. And
yeah.
I can't. I can't. And that's
No.
that's the that's life and that's the sadness. But yeah, Carolyn, I can imagine you probably want to like punch some walls, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they have these rooms here. I don't know if they have them in England where you can go and they like have TVs and shit that you can throw. They have a room.
No.
Yeah, you put on like hazmat suits and they give you like these bats and you can just go and like beat the shit out of everything. And I'm like, I may need that. Like, I
Do
might
you know
need.
what? If they had that, then I would, because it's just sometimes, and do you know what I mean? Being strong all the time. I don't want to keep using the word hard, because if we keep using that, we're reinforcing that these situations are hard, and I don't
Yeah,
want to do that. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's not hard. It's just shifting. It's shifting. And that's why I say it's life. Be like, oh, life is I'm experiencing some really unpleasant things right now. Just put
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I'm going through it too. I am experiencing some really hard things right now. You know what I mean? I don't want to say I'm experiencing some unpleasant things right now
yeah. There
with
we
the
go.
store, with the family, and like I said, I have to look at my plate and say, what can I control? What can I put in my mouth right now? You know what I mean? I'm not gonna sometimes you eat the meat and potatoes at the same time. Sometimes you need to take a little bit of the meat, a little bit of the potatoes. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't eat them at the same time.
Yeah,
It all depends. But if you put too much in your mouth, it's tried and true, you're gonna choke. You're gonna choke, you're not gonna talk, shit's gonna fall out. People are gonna look at you like you're nuts. Look how she's eating. So gross. Why is she doing that? So, Caroline, I'm
your
feeling,
laugh.
listen, I feel you. So if you have to scream into a pillow, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, seriously, like put your ex's print out his face, tape it to a pillow, and then punch the fuck out of
yeah,
it. I'm dead serious. Like,
No, I know. I just cried all day. I couldn't stop crying yesterday.
Yeah,
I just couldn't stop. It's
you
the
gotta let
worst
it out.
decision I ever have had to make. It was horrible.
Yeah.
It was so horrible.
Yeah, my friend had to do that. The cat, it was just too much. And that's the thing too, like people are like when they judge moms, I was one of those people, you don't get rid of your animals. When you have a child, I don't care. That animal was your child. You don't do that. Well, then I watched a friend who had a kid. She had horrible postpartum depression. I didn't know. I didn't know what it was like. Got rid of her cats and I was like, how could she do that? Then after having kids and animals, I'm like, she, and that's the problem. She made a choice to keep her peace. I'm either going to fucking lose it or I got to take something. These cats have to go. I cannot take them scratching and the bait. So she made the choice to keep her sanity. And what does society do? Who said? Who says you have to keep your animals because they're like your cats? Go, you have to go crazy. I don't care. I don't care what you have to do. You have to keep the cats and the baby. That's what you have to do. And if you don't do that, you're a bad person. You're a bad person. You know what I mean? Because who says she did what she needed to do to keep her sanity? And Caroline, I know it hurt, and you are, but the animals, you found them good homes, I'm sure. You know what I mean? And that's not
Yeah,
because they are like your
yeah.
kids.
We got them off rescue and I only trusted the woman and she made sure and she told me that she went to the person's house and they're going to send me photos and I wrote a note to the new owner as well, like just everything that we've been doing for them. So yeah,
And I mean, I
yeah,
hate to
I
say it,
know.
the expense of taking care of them is now gone. Kitty
Yeah,
litter,
I
cat
know.
food, animals
I
aren't
know.
cheap. Vet visits, if God forbid if they get sick, the flea treatments for the dogs, I was like, shit's expensive. Flea treatments are ridiculous, and we have to have them here because of the deer and all that. That's, you know what I mean? Like an expense that's going to be lifted off of you now. So
Yeah, I know.
I know you're sad about it. I'm just trying to throw some
Yeah, no,
positive things
no,
in
I
there
know.
for you, because
I've
it
already
is.
tried for it. I've already tried to, like, I know it's the right thing to do, but it just really, 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 really hurts. I
Yeah.
just like the boy cat knew and he didn't want to talk to me the day before. And the girl cat gave me a kiss. But then when I said goodbye to them and I sat them down and I explained to them, look, we love you. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry you're going to a loving home and we love you so much. And I just gave the girl Reiki because she would allow me, and the boy was like, no, stay away from me. I do not like you. And then obviously when I said goodbye, they knew that like they literally knew it was just, but at least I told them that we love them and we're doing it for the right reason.
Yeah. And they know that.
I said to the girls, do the same because they understand what we say, because they do.
Mhm.
Taking our picture.
Well, I think that the pets, I mean, they
They know.
pencil in their new reality too, right? So they penciled that in for their experience and their expansion and their growth, just like we do. I mean,
Mhm.
that's how I like to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, my poor Charlie. If my dog wrote a memoir, people would be like, oh my God. How did that lady keep him for so long? But Caroline, go ahead and like let it out. Seriously. And if you need to cry for another week, do it. Because
Yeah.
the energy, like I said, I'm
Yeah, exactly. And
it's
like I
more,
don't even know, like some what my sister's boyfriend's dad just died on the spot with a heart attack. He died instantaneously. Like, so it's just that as well. Like,
a lot of
I'm like
people.
high five all of them. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Here's the thing, ladies. Everything that we are talking about, all of that pain, all of that suffering, it is grief. And that is a natural response. That is a natural feeling. And as much healing and light working and spirituality we may have at different levels and dimensions and intensities. We are still human right now, and we are going to feel all of those emotions. And we have to get through that grief to come out. And it is darkness, and sometimes we do tend to get stuck, especially if our mind gets us into that cycle. But we have to do healthy coping mechanisms to process that grief. So whether it is crying, whether it's soaking in an Epsom salt bath, or screaming. I'll drive in my car on my way to or from work, or carting the kids around, and I'll let out a really loud, deep scream and then a really high pitched scream. So just those two different frequencies. And people next to me may hear me. I don't know. I don't
I
care.
love it.
I press the gas pedal and I don't see them again. So, whatever we need to do that is a healthy coping mechanism, go for a run, take a nap, all of the self-care stuff that we've reached everybody else to do.
Yeah.
We need to take care of ourselves that way. And if going to a facility that allows you to bash TV, if that's the way you're going to feel your release in, do it. Walk, forest bathing, walking through the forest, natural sound, anything that will help us get through that. And that's part of it. You said it in the meditation space, like acknowledging, being aware of the things is the first step, and it's the biggest part. So we're in it. We all step in dog shit all the time, right? So what are you going to do with it? Are you going to keep those shoes on and walk through your house? Hell no. No. You're going to leave them off at the door. You're going to hose them. You might throw them away. You might get a stick and dig it out and curse the whole time you're digging it out. But you got to take care of it one way or the other.
But then you do get to a point though where you do see the dog shit and you're like, no, yep. I'm not walking through that. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? Like I said, when you're not a kid, and you run through the field, and you see, and that you don't know that there's dog shit every there, exactly. You're going to step in it, but
right.
You do start to notice the dog shit and like, but yeah. The screaming, the yelling, like I said, when I'm somebody who naturally reacted that way with screaming and yelling, so it's almost like not hard for me to do, but that's something that I don't do that. That's why, Heather, you had me, when you said you do that, I'm like cracking up because I'm like, yeah, girl, like I feel that. Like I haven't felt that.
If that's your like default setting, though, you're not coming from a place of anger, though. That's the other thing. Like you said, your first 42 years, you were angry. You'd pull up fisticuffs, but that's not what you're doing. You're releasing it in that same way. And, any type of singing, humming, and screaming like that is a natural way to calm your own parasympathetic nervous system, to calm your nervous system. And it's free. Singing, humming, screaming.
I sing all the time. Singing, I do all the time.
Yeah.
Wait, so screaming is normal?
Not in an anger way.
Yeah, no, not out of anger, but as a release. Like, for instance, like Kim said, out in a park. So a park screaming would scare me.
Here's an example.
I think that would alert people. But like I said, if you're in a car and no one's around you and you just scream at the top of your lungs, it gets that negative energy out in a productive way.
Yeah.
You're not throwing that negative energy at a recipient. You're minding your angry yelling words. It's just really loud because it gets it out. It gets that energy out of your body.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
I did that yesterday. I kept hearing Kim say, "Shake it off, shake it off,
Yeah.
shake off that energy," because it was just awful yesterday. I'm just like, I kept getting up. I'm like, I'm shaking this shit up. And I went outside and I
Oh,
shook it off.
Wom, you know what I've been doing? I've been wiping it off lately.
Yeah, I literally did. Then I went right from my head down to my legs and I just wiped it all off. Yep, that's exactly what I did.
I've
And then I
literally,
got my sage and I just start going.
that's how heavy it's been. And these spirits, man, they're really not leaving me alone. They're like more and more, they just keep like popping up. So I'm like, shit. I can't tell you how many days I'm startled now. I'm like, ah.
My God, that's been me in this house. Like I'm looking around and I'm just like, what the heck? And
I'm like,
I
take
don't
it-
think they're bad. They're not bad
Oh
spirits.
no, they're not bad.
They're just here.
Yeah.
They're in here. I see them and
Yeah.
I hear them when everybody goes to sleep. And I'm just like, oh no, ma'am, you need to go right to bed like everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's freaky.
Noises. But Heather, thank you. Cause yeah, I love that. I'm gonna go. But exactly when am I gonna go? But I need to go into maybe I'll go to like Frick Park or something like that. But I want to go and I have to, it's like stuck here. It's been stuck here since Wednesday. So if I don't, I might just do it in my car, Heather. That's a good idea. Cause I thought about my backyard, but again, my neighbors.
Yeah,
So
right. That's what I'm saying.
I just don't want to
Turn
startle
on
anybody,
some-
like you said. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Right, exactly.
Because I wanted
Whether
to.
you turn off the radio and you do it, or turn on Biggie and blast it, and people won't hear you over the bass. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. Because I definitely sat in my car, like just after the run, I just started crying. But yeah, I need to scream. Like I can feel it. Like it's like,
Yeah.
I just want to be like, like, oh. So.
And again, just because you've had the history of that, but it was in a negative way, this is not a negative release of it. You can have that screaming, but again, like we say, it's all about intentions. Your intention is to release that negative energy that's caught in your throat, caught in your chest.
I'm gonna
and
go.
Those vibrations will come out.
I'm actually gonna go to my grandparents' grave. They're right close to my store. I'm gonna go do an offering and go yell there at the cemetery. People will understand that. Yeah, pillows too. But all right, ladies. Oh, 6:45. I love you all. Have such a great weekend. Thank you once again. And I will see you guys Monday. I love you.
Bye.
All right. See you guys soon. Have a good weekend.